Today we're going to be taking a look at the MAFEX Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice Batman. So what is going on, everybody? How is everyone doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the MAFEX Batman vs Superman Batman, and this is the one figure I'm most excited for from MAFEX's Batman vs Superman line, and I'm really digging all the accessories we get with this piece, and the figure is looking great, but I have heard there has been some breaks with this Batman along with the Superman, so that's a little disappointing, but let's find out how good this figure is for ourselves, and let's start the review off first with the packaging for Batfleck here. So we got some basic MAFEX style packaging. We get the window right there showing the figure and the accessories. I really do like the design and artwork on the box. Looks pretty cool. We do get an image of Batman there. It says Batman action figure, Medicom toy, DC Comics. The bottom of it is the barcode and blah 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 stuff that nobody cares about. There's the top of the box right there. We get the Batman vs Superman symbol. And then there's the one side of the box. And then the other side of it. And then there is the back of the packaging showing a bunch of different poses you can get the figure into along with some of his accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure open and take a closer look at Batman. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look at Batfleck here, and MAFEX really did do a very nice job with this piece. The paint is pretty good for the most part. It's not perfect, but they did do a very nice job with the sculpt. They executed it very well. Now for the face sculpt here, you can see the likeness of Ben Affleck. It's not perfect, but the likeness of Ben Affleck definitely is there, so nice work on that. The skin tone color looks good. They did put some black paint shading around his mouth to make it look like stubble, I guess. That's what it looks like to me, so nice work on that. Where the skin tone meets the black, a little bit of paint bleeding like on the chin, and then a little bit on the left side of the cheek. The right side, nice clean paint work, so nice job on that. The eyes are painted nice and clean. The left one's good, but the right one is slightly looking off to the right a little bit, so that's a little irritating. It's not horrible, but it is noticeable. The sculpt work looks great on the cowl. Love the bat ears. They look awesome. And then we do get some sculpt work on the neck as well, so nice work on that. There's the back there. And then there is a softer rubbery type of plastic going around like his shoulders here that is connected to the cape. Now let's talk about the cape. There is bendy wire in these pieces right here on the sides so you can articulate it, which is cool. The only issue I have is I feel like the cape is made out of such a cheap material. Like it feels like it's made out of like what a windbreaker is made out of. So I really don't like that. It just feels very cheap because the Superman cape is a very nice cloth material. I don't know why they didn't go that route with Batman as well. So that's the only disappointing factor about the cape. But other than that, I love that there's bendy wire in it, and it does extend out to the side pretty much all the way. So that's awesome as well. Now the bat symbol on the chest there looks awesome. I think that is my favorite Batman logo symbol. I love the texture of it too. It's just the entire bat suit and the bat symbol has some very nice texture sculpted all throughout it. Nice clean paintwork around the bat symbol as well. I don't see any paint bleeding or anything like that. The sculpt work of the bat suit looks dope. It does look like there's a little bit of paint shading here and there throughout it, like on the bicep. I don't see it on the shoulder though. There is paint shading on the torso, and it looks like paint shading on the thighs right there. Just pretty much everywhere on the batsuit. I just don't think it's on the shoulders. The bat belt looks awesome. That's one of my favorite things about the figure, along with the cowl. I really love that gold paint that they used. It kind of looks like there's a wash in it, but I don't think there is. I mean, that looks great. Beautiful sculpt work and very nice clean paint work. There's the back there. Really nothing much going on there. Just says DC Comics. I guess that's where he bought the belt. But the gauntlets look awesome, or his gloves. I love these pieces right here. Same gold color like on the bat belt. And they do seem pretty sturdy, like they won't break, so you don't have to worry about that. The gloves look awesome. We do get some nice sculpt work all throughout them. And I like the hands too, how there's that same gold color on the knuckles. That looks cool. Now for the legs, pretty much the same thing as the upper part of the bat suit. Very nice sculpted sculpt work on it. The texture looks great. There's the back there. And for his boots, we do get a gold piece around his ankle right there, and then on the tip of his toes. A very nice sculpt work on the boots, and they do have treads on the bottom, as you can see there. I mean, overall, I think MAFEX really did an outstanding job with the detail for this Batman figure. The paint is a little iffy around the head sculpt, but the rest of it looks great, and the sculpt really does look amazing, so I'm very happy with how the detail turned out. And the cape looks awesome too. Just disappointed that I feel like it's just made out of such a cheap material. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we get a bunch of awesome stuff included with Batman. We do get a MAFEX stand, so that's always cool. We do get this weapon here, which I believe this is the one that was shooting out the kryptonite smoke grenades. Come on, focus, you bloody bastard. But it's just an all-black plastic with very nice sculpt work on it. So pretty cool looking. There's the front of it. So we get that there, and then we also get his awesome looking grappling hook. Really dig the paint on it. Nice work. And nice sculpt work as well. Paint's nice and clean all throughout it. So we get that, and then we also get a badass batarang, which is painted silver. So very cool looking. And then the last of the bat gadgets, I believe this is a flashbang, or it's a smoke grenade. I don't know which one it is. But it's just an all-black plastic as well. So pretty cool looking. But that is the bat gadgets, and we also get 12 interchangeable hands. We do get a pair of fists, of course. Let's focus the camera so you can get a better look here. And very nice paint and sculpt work on these. I like how we got that nice gold color on each of the knuckles, and they did sculpt some wrinkles on the top of the hand there, and it's like that with every interchangeable hand. So very nice paint and sculpt work on these. Just one thing, be very careful with this wrist peg. It just seems very fragile, so just be cautious when interchanging hands so you don't break the wrist peg there. I feel like MAFEX should have included an extra 2 or 1 just in case. So we do get a pair of fists. And then we also get a pair of these gripping hands here with his pointer and middle finger sticking out. And it's like his hands resting on the trigger, and it's meant for this weapon here. But very nice sculpt and paint work on these. So we get a pair of those. And then we also get a pair of open hands here. Nice paint and sculpt on them. So we get those. And then we also get a pair of gripping hands. And if you notice these ones, his pointer fingers are sticking up just a little bit more compared to the rest of the fingers, and this one is meant for him to hold on to his grappling hook. So we get a pair of those gripping hands, and then we get another pair of gripping hands. As you can see, they're different from the other ones, but these are meant for him to grip onto that flashbang or smoke grenade, whatever it is. So we get those. Then the last pair of hands is the batarang holding hands. As you can see, his thumb is up a little bit, so you could wedge in the batarang right in between the thumb and the pointer finger there. And we'll show you really quickly. And you just put it in like so, and then there you go. Pretty cool looking. But anyway, that is all the accessories included with Batman, which is a bunch of awesome stuff. But anyway, let's continue on with the rest of the review. And just wanted to let you know, the gripping hand for the grappling gun is a little bit of a pain to get him to grip onto it and take it off. You gotta kind of like wiggle it and wedge it in there, and it'll go in fine. But these hands are just like solid plastic. You can't even like move them, spread the fingers open a little bit. So just be careful not to break anything when having Batman grip onto the grappling gun. But anyway, continuing on. So now for the height of Batfleck here. To the top of the bat ears, he stands a little bit under 6.5 inches tall. And then here he is compared to the MAFEX Batman vs. Superman figure and the SH Figure Arts Harley Quinn figure. And then here he is compared to the Variable Action Heroes Monkey D. Luffy figure and the Good Smile Company Figma Avengers Hulk figure. And then here he is compared to the SH Figure Arts Awakening Warrior Super Saiyan Goku figure and the SH Figure Arts Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta figure. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and this is where I've been hearing Batman has been having breaks. I haven't had any problems myself, knock on wood. I don't want to jinx myself, but the joints are very tight. If they're a little too stiff, just remember to run it under hot water. And he does seem a little fragile, so I would say be very careful and extremely gentle when you articulate the figure. But we do get 2 points at the neck, one at the upper neck and one at the lower neck. So the upper neck joint, you can look up about that much and then down about that much. You get some very nice pivot at that upper neck joint. It does swivel as well. The lower neck joint, forward and back, does pivot and it does swivel. So he can look all the way down with both joints and he can look all the way up as well. So nice movement at both those neck joints. Then we get a point of articulation at the torso, right at the abdomen here. And he does crunch forward about that much, goes to the back about that much. Do get a little bit of pivot up there and it does swivel as well. The waist joint goes forward that much and then back about that much. We do get pivot and it also swivels. So very nice movement at the waist and torso articulation. Now for the shoulders, they do seem fragile, so I would be careful. We do get a very nice armpit joint, so you can move it around in a circular motion. And then this is something that's pretty disappointing. The arms articulate out to the side only about that much. It reminds me of the MAFEX The Amazing Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man. They just, I don't know, there's something they do where the top of the shoulder hits the body there and you can't lift it up any more than that. And if you try to, you're going to break this joint or that joint. So be very careful with it. These shoulders do go up and down. We do get some bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that bend in a little more than 90 degrees, so that's good. Another joint that seems fragile is the wrist, so be extremely careful with it. We do get a swivel there, and it does hinge back and forth. Of course, the cape is articulated because it's on bendy wire. The legs now. This is something that's a little irritating. I don't know why MAFEX keeps doing this. SH Figure Arts doesn't do it, so MAFEX should learn a thing or two from them. But whenever you move, say they're both shifted down, see how like you move one leg and the other leg moves with it? I don't like when that happens. It gets a little annoying. So hopefully MAFEX fixes that in the future. And this is a joint where people had breaks, so be extremely careful with these leg joints as well. But they do shift down. He does kick forward a little less than 90 degrees, really doesn't go to the back at all. And then kicks out to the side about 90 degrees, and then we do get swivel up there. And we also get some double jointed knees that bend back all the way, so that's good. Now for the ankles here, they do swivel. They hinge up just a little bit, but they do hinge down a pretty good amount. And then we do get some very nice pivot and some toe articulation, but mine's very stiff. But we do get toe articulation. So overall, I think we get some very nice movement throughout this entire Batman figure. But like I said, certain joints seem very fragile, so just be extremely careful and gentle when you articulate it. But I'm very happy with the movement of this Batman. But overall, I do recommend this Bat flick, especially if you're a big Batman fan, if you enjoyed this version of Batman from Dawn of Justice, or if you're a big DC Comics fan, definitely add this one to your collection. I think MAFEX did a very nice job. Yeah, there are some issues, but overall, it's a great piece and a great addition to the collection. So I do recommend this Bat flick. A few issues and complaints I have. The main one is it feels like some of the joints are really fragile, and there has been some reports of this figure breaking, and you have to be extra careful and super gentle when you articulate the figure. So that's one right there. Another one is the cape. It seems like MAFEX got their hands on the cheapest material they could. I wish they would stop using such cheap stuff and give us good cloth capes like the Dark Knight Batman and the Superman figure. And a minor complaint I have has to do with the leg joints. When you shift them both down a little bit and say you articulate one leg down, the other one goes up, so that gets a little bit annoying, and I know MAFEX can fix it because I never had that problem with any SH Figure Arts figures. And my last complaint has to do with the wrist pegs and the interchangeable hands. I feel like they use too hard of a plastic for the interchangeable hands, and it feels like some of the accessories can break, and then the wrist pegs, It is way too thin of a peg, and it seems like it can snap off so easily, so you have to be extra cautious when interchanging the hands. But other than those few flaws and complaints, MAFEX really did an outstanding job with this Batman. The detail was executed extremely well, the paint's pretty good for the most part, and the sculpt just looks excellent on this piece. We get some great articulation throughout the entire figure, just the shoulders aren't the best. And then we get a shit ton of accessories, so I am very happy now owning this Batman figure. And if you would like to get the MAFEX Batfleck for your collection, he does retail for about 45 through 55 bucks depending on where you purchase it. I got mine from agelessgeeks.com, so if you would like to get yours, head over to that website today. But anyway, that is my review of the MAFEX Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice Batman. Hope you enjoyed my review. If you want to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, and favorite the video too. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, just give it a thumbs up anyway, because action figures are awesome. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. Today we're going to be taking a look at the and started off with the packaging for the Batfleck. So now for the height of Batfleck here, he stands about the Variable Action Heroes Monkey D. Luffy figure and the Good Smile Company. The Variable Action Heroes Monkey D. Luffy figure and the Ventubabu. What the heck was that? And then we also get a pair of these gripping hands with his pointer and mitter. What the heck? Mitter. Nice. Come on, focus, you bloody bastard. You frickin' jack arse. God damn you bastard.